be boring. Yeah, yeah.
Tell me you ready, Mellow, you ready to speak for the ladies that keep it nasty, dark and petty. If you pick me, then you might find this upsetting. You say that you're ready, well the joke's on you. Get it?
Hi, welcome back. Melanie has me drinking by myself, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you.
I'm gonna start calling you Jasmine.
Because I called you Melanie?
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling you Jasmine.
Okay, I won't call you Melanie anymore.
No, I'm calling you Jasmine. If somebody who has the time, do a compilation of all the times you don't call me Melanie.
But that's what I call you.
So
that's your preferred personal name.
It is, well, we not personal. We at work.
We're always personal.
When I talk about booty holes, then here comes
I want
about Melanie.
Hold on. I want to ask
Don't
you the
cuss at
question
me.
that they asked on the Shits and Gigs pod and the other two white boys who are kind of like Shits and Gigs, but they American. I think it's something about a basement or something like that, or backyard or something.
Sure.
Do you miss me when I'm not around? Do you miss me when we're not doing the podcast?
I do miss doing the podcast.
Do you miss me when we're not doing the podcast?
If I'm like not doing nothing, then I don't really be missing nobody. I think that's part of the ADHD that they were talking about.
I don't give a fuck about ADHD, bitch. You don't miss me?
Like,
That's fine. I don't miss you either.
do you like? Cause like I'll miss.
Something funny will happen when we're not working, and I'll be like, damn, I wish Melanie was here right now so I could talk to her about it. I'm not like yearning for you.
That's what I'm saying. That's I'll be like, looking at that picture like,
oh, no.
Jasmine. Like, I don't be doing
it's not that. But
like, some I'm like, damn, this would be funny as fuck on the pod. Like,
yeah, okay. Well, I'll take it. Yes, yearning for.
Like, pause, bro.
I used to, when I was little, change the lyrics because he goes, the time has come for us to stop messing around. I would go, the time has come for us to stop fucking around. And my parents would be like,
you're putting cuss words in the song.
Stop! Rodney does that. Rodney does that too, though, and we do that together. But any place I feel there should be a curse word, I'm gonna add one.
And sometimes like the cuss words is too much. Like sometimes the clean version, like girl, give me that pussy. It's too much, Webby.
You know what I don't like the dirty version of is what's the
Sexual
song?
eruption? Some cut.
What it is, ho? Oh, what's up?
Can a nigga get in them guts? No.
He said something about doing it in the girl's booty and taking nut on your grill. I said, whoa, hey, buddy.
And I'll call. Take you home. Let you juggle my balls.
And getting followed around South DeKalb Mall sounds like a threat. That sounds like a terroristic threat. If a nigga were to follow me around South DeKalb Mall,
South DeKalb Mall already looks like a crime scene.
It's pre-crimed.
It's already like, okay, there's the yellow tape, there's the chalk outline, there's already homicide.
It's already crimes happening, and you're gonna follow me.
Felonious in South DeKalb Mall.
Mind you, for our listeners who don't live in Atlanta, there's a tag and title office in this mall.
Yes.
You understand me?
Yeah.
There. You go to the tax assessor in the mall. You vote in the mall.
Like honestly, those are the things that are keeping that mall alive.
It ain't no
Macy's gone.
Ain't no Gucci. Ain't no Ferragamo. It's 6 of the same stores back to back to back of Auntie Annie's and the tax assessor. Okay,
literally, that Auntie Annie's has stood the test of time because the cookie place done closed.
I did.
The Chick-fil-A done closed. The American Deli closed.
Did the American Deli close?
I'm 98% sure.
But they said it was nasty. They said when they went back there, it was nasty in there.
I'm sure it fucking was.
Yeah.
I think one of them Foot Lockers done closed. Like things that should not close in a South DeKalb Mall. Closed.
I mean, the only thing that I go to South DeKalb Mall for, I go in that Chapel Beauty. And then I go to Fletcher's to get my wings.
Yeah, I don't go there.
You don't go to Fletcher's?
I used
it's so good.
No. I used to go to Pink Clove. I would go to Encore.
Is Pink Clove closed?
Pink Clove is closed.
Get out of fucking town.
And they just closed that. I just went in there and was like, that's closed. Encore is closed.
So where are the East Side girls supposed to get their slut clothes from? That's my question.
Exactly. That shit has held me down for so many homecomings, so many events. And I go in there
because sometimes Shein ain't gonna get there in time.
Shein don't be, bitch. Bars. Shein don't be in. It don't be in.
So you gotta run to the mall and get you a little swoop, dude.
I didn't have to get me a little.
But you know who has all those stores? It's closer to me. It's not as close to. Let me stop telling our business. It's further for you than it is for me. But Cumberland has all those stores.
Cumberland does have all
Cumberland has all that
stores,
shit.
But it's so far. So like sometimes I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to Stonecrest, but Stonecrest don't be having shit. Stonecrest is a bigger, better mall.
Yeah.
But it don't be shit. It's the elephant graveyard in there. And it damn near is worse than South DeKalb, even though it's a bigger mall with a movie theater and all this shit.
Yeah.
And
Stonecrest bring back the childhood trauma for me.
so with so I went to the White House, not the White House. I went to the Vice President's house, the conservatory, which is very lovely. And then I went to Hollywood, the Black Women in Hollywood events. And I didn't have enough time for the little Sheins and Fashion Nova, so I had to go to the mall. I was like, okay, I'll just go to Perimeter. I had to go to Macy's for that. That pink suit was from Macy's.
You won't catch me in a Macy's.
Do you know how much that shit costs? I said, do you know how much I could get from Shein with this $300?
I had a suit. I have a pink suit. You could have called me. I have 3 pink suits.
$300. And that's
next time you need a pink suit.
Well, I got one now.
I got 3 of them.
And invite me somewhere else I can wear that pink suit again because $300? Are you kidding me? And the dress $300 too. That little prom dress. But again, I was in the wire. And I was like, but now I will say it's quality shit.
Yeah.
That shit was quality. It's fucking quality.
I need to get back to start paying that much for clothes again because on my day-to-day life, I don't go nowhere. So I'd be like, this cocktail napkin from Shein is going to do fine because I'm not doing anything.
I ain't going nowhere.
But the more that I get invited places, like the couple of premieres that we've been to, I'm like, But you know who has saved me a couple times? And they got some tacky ass shit in there, but they come through in the clutch. Akira. Akira has held a bitch down.
For the show on Saturday, I'm going to Akira on Monday.
Okay.
Because where the fuck?
Oh, damn, I got to find something to wear to that show.
Akira holds me down. Because it's like fast fashion, but it's a little more quality and you going to pay 3 times as much money for it.
Yeah.
But then when you get the personal shopper, I'll tell you that nigga was bringing me the ugliest shit I ever seen in my life. Next time, just don't. I'm fine.
I kind of just entertain the personal shopper in Akira, whoever is attached to me, because I know this is your job and this is what you have to be doing. But like, I remember I went in there and we was getting our clothes for
Poor Minds.
For Poor Minds. And that lady, I said I wanted a denim look or a black look. And, I said, and I told her the vibe of the podcast. She said she knew their podcast, so she knew what type of time it was. And she kept bringing me these church revival jackets and blazers and all. And I think, now looking back on it, I think she thought I was fat. I think she was one of those women that are like, let's cover that fucking stomach up. Let's get these arms covered up because you chunky. But I'm like, girl, I kept telling her like a black dress. I like sleeveless things, whatever the fuck. I noticed she kept grabbing me by my arm fat. And I'm like, oh, you calling me a big bitch. Cover up this. Yeah. So I just be paying them no mind. I did have a really good stylist. I didn't want to do the quotes, but it is quotes. I had a really good stylist in Akira once, and I was like, I actually really like you, and if I ever get famous, you wait right there.
I'll come right back
to you. See, you sleepy too. I knew you were sleepy.
I never said I was. I have been pouring into the youth today.
The youth? Oh yeah, you went to.
Oh my God, the career day was so funny because it was question time for the kids, and one of these little Nevaehs said, she's like, she wasn't talking to me. Honestly, them kids didn't give a fuck about nothing I bet they didn't. It was like a panel of 10 people, so they was giving a fuck about the police officer, the real estate agent, the 2 NFL niggas, and it was like a producer nigga. The rest of us, it was like a PR girl. And the girl was like, so do you make a lot of money or you broke? We were dying. I was like, and everybody who she came to ask question, her first question, how much money do you make?
The questions and the answers. Fair.
But honestly, fair. But that was so fucking funny. It was hilarious. I'm like, the kids are the future. And then somebody came in. It was like I don't know. He was in the industry or some shit. And he was kind of fine. Because like my fine nigga meter be going up. Married, single, whatever. Mm-hmm. So he walk in. I see him just like, okay. Everybody goes and introduce themselves. And then they forgot. Rita forgot to introduce him, and she was like, oh, go ahead. And somebody was like, hey, like one of the kids. And I was like, same, but kids are so funny.
We had a substitute teacher named Mr. Brian Daniels in high school who ended up becoming a full-time teacher before I could have him as a teacher. He taught math, and I was just such a horny little girl. And I'm so glad that he was not a fucking predator because I was throwing that little pussy left and right trying to get him to pay attention to me because he was young enough. Now that I'm an adult, I realize in my mind, he was like 24, 23 or something. So in mine, I'm like, pussy, 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 pussy. I ain't never used it before, but pussy, 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 pussy. He was a Whitman. That was a white man. That was the finest white man I'd ever seen in my life. And he had a big old dick. And when he would write, I'm finna tell you, when he would write on the bottom part of the board and be moving, the front of his dick would routinely erase the bottom part of the board. And so, as a horny virgin, I was like, as a white man with a big old dick, I can secure my future today. And he wasn't going. All the bitches in my school, if you went to DSA around 2010, 2011, Mr. Daniels had a big old dick that used to erase the board, and he was hot. And now when I say because we already had a math teacher in the school who had predator rumors, and he was a predator for real. That was Mr. Pillow. Fuck you. He made me uncomfortable. Mr. Kenneth Pillow, who still fuck him. He used to hug up all on the black girls. He used to hug up all on the black girls because nobody took anything we said seriously in school. So when we would go to our principal, Miss McCauley, and be like, hey, Mr. Pillow makes us uncomfortable, and he gives us hugs and stands too close to us and always wants to see you after school. Weird. Even if you got a B as a black girl, he won't talk about your grade. He wants you to stay after class. He was a white man. He was disgusting. So I feel like Mr. Daniels, I don't think he was a freak, but even if he was, he like the black hot. If he was a freak, he like, this nigga got the corner. I can't even get enough because this nigga weird. So Mr. Daniels wasn't going for none of that shit. You didn't get to stay after his class. He didn't want to talk to you about your grade. He wanted to talk to your parents. He never wanted to spend no alone time with no children, which good. But if he had been a predator, I would have been predated on. Because I was like, Mr. Daniels, do you want some teenage coochie? Because I got it for you. Nah.
And he was like, no.
He was like, no. We had never had a hot teacher. The whole time.
Y'all was just hungry.
So when he came on the scene, we was like, oh, bitch. And we had never had a hot teacher that was straight. So we was like, hey, like, it was a girl at our school. Her last name was Daniels. She was like, I'm Daniels. You Daniels. It's already done. Like, bitch. But yeah, shout out to Mr. Daniels not being a fucking freak.
Shout out to Mr. Daniels. We had a fine
he was
teacher.
hot.
And wasn't nobody fine at Columbia for real. No, not fine male teachers, but at MLK, we had a fine teacher. His name was Mr. P. I won't say his full name.
Oh, well, I said his full name.
He's not hard to find, and so I'll get to the point why I won't say his name. But I remember, again, we were 14. This is my peak boy crazy. This nigga was light skinned. You already know how I feel about them. This is when Chris Brown was in his prime, before all the...
We got to release you from the shackles of them DeBarge men.
You're not much better. You cannot talk about me. I know your niggas, bitch. Let's not.
Oh, I forgot you got my T.
I have your T.
You have my T. You have my capital T.
I know what all your niggas look like, so you might want
to... I tried it. I did.
You're a beige chaser too, bitch.
I am not a beige chaser.
You are a chaser.
Them beige niggas come to me.
You are, let me see.
I'm a beige attractor.
A cheddar chaser because they're yellow like cheese.
Stop talking to me. I'm already mad at you anyway for showing me that shit.
Cheddar chaser is funny.
All right, you pissed me off.
Cheddar chaser.
I attract beige niggas. That's really what happens.
You think I don't?
That's
you
true.
think I wanted this? You think I wanted this life? Okay, but no. So he was fine, and I remember he was a Kappa. This is like, again, I'm a child, so I have not been soiled by my experience with fraternity. Soiled it. So it was like one day it was raining. Oh no, it was J5. It was January 5th. It was their Founders Day. And we had just got back from the break. And this nigga had on like a Kappa line jacket, and he was like on his like morning patrol. And like ninth graders at MLK was outside. They had us in them portables.
They had y'all in the trailers.
I was like, this nigga is so fun. He is so fun. So I would come home and tell my sister like, oh, it's a fine nigga. My school, he's a Kappa. His name is Mr. Redacted. He fine as fuck. He's the same age as my sister. She would be hanging out with this nigga. And like a couple years later, I never been in college. And she was like, did you say this nigga named Mr. Redacted? That's such and such. I'll be hanging. I was like, bitch, you know Mr. Redacted?
Hand him here.
This nigga fine.
I think at 16 or 17 years old, coming into my womanhood, like,
Hormones.
Not even just hormones, I felt womanly. And I wasn't a woman. And I don't know, of all the talks, like, of course my parents are like, grown men shouldn't be trying to fuck you. But I think that, like, in my mind, 23 and 24 wasn't grown to me because I was 16 and 17. I righteously thought that I could pull Mr. Daniels.
You ever seen
I really did.
It's a picture of this girl, and she's with Bow Wow, her and like her cousin or some shit. And she had like this like little girl ass outfit for the 2000s. She's like, I really thought I was gonna pull Bow Wow this day. Like, you ever just get around like your best headband and you like slick that heat damage.
You got your t-shirt on over your tank top. Your tank top on over your t-shirt.
Your airbrushed Mrs. Bow Wow 94 shirt. I was like, I'm fucking the shit out of Bow Wow tonight. No,
you're not. You're not gonna do that.
25-year-old 16-year-old who should be in jail.
Which is also a problem.
So bad. Like, you're not fucking.
I know what you're not doing.
And we used to really, in our heart of hearts, believe that now I feel like 13-year-old me could have pulled Brian from B5. Like, he was flirting with me. So, and honestly, Trey Songz was flirting with me too when I was 16. Now, no, we know now, obviously, but like, he was choosing. So
I think the closest I got to being predated upon, and I'm not saying that, I genuinely think he thought I was an adult. I'm not being funny. And when I was in high school, if I had the right clothes on, and because I carried myself like an auntie, I carried myself like a grown-up. When T.I. was on his I Had Guns apology tour, he came to DSA. And I had a presentation that day, so I had on a suit. And he thought I was a teacher, and I was like, I'm 15. And he was like, you take care.
Hey, listen, Shawty.
No, he got
stature.
He got professional about it. He was like, yo ass. He was like, you take your ass up the fucking hallway. He was like, nah. He was like, nah, because I was nervous. I was very much like, yes, hello, Mr. T. He was just like, hey, you know what? He was like chopping it up with me, and I felt adult. And then he was like, we about to go do this thing. Like, what you got going on? Like after work, I was like, work?
Like, I'm a student.
I was like, and you are on a crime tour, first of all.
You don't need no more crime.
And you're married. As a kid, I'm like, I know your wife. She's in that group. Like, that's how I felt.
So she didn't ask for this?
She didn't ask for this, but I will say, he was very much like,
no thanks.
We're good. Like, you skedaddle.
You get the fuck from. You know what's also so funny? My first time having a viral tweet on Twitter is because it's 2009. I was talking to Charlamagne the God and Lil Duval on Twitter. Fuck them, but like in 2009, they were popular. They were Twitter. Mm-hmm. So I was like, they were talking about going. So I was like, I'll go somewhere with y'all, but I'm 15. And then Lil Duval replied, was like, you stay far away from me. It was funny as fuck. But that was my first time getting like a viral tweet. On there bothering these grown ass men.
I think that just like you get to a point where you think, I remember I was 18 years old. I may have been 18 or 19 years old. And Yo Gotti, before he was like super big, came and performed at Alabama State at the Acadome. And me and my friends were like, we're gonna get dressed. We're going to the Acadome and we finna see Yo Gotti. Of course, we're not like, yeah, Yo Gotti, because he's not fine like that. But like,
it's still Yo Gotti.
We knew it was gonna be other famous niggas out. We knew the local famous niggas was gonna be out. At the very least, we're gonna get in a section wherever we go. We're gonna have a good time. Man, we went to that goddamn concert and they had the bus outside of the Acadome. I still have the picture from that night. And they was asking like bitches if they wanted to go on the bus or whatever. I'm thinking little Waffle House.
You think it's gonna be hors d'oeuvres on the bus? I'm thinking it's
this little chill session.
Yeah, the bus is fucking time. Where's the pussy?
And then they were like, y'all want to go on the bus? And my friends are like, yeah, we'll go. I said, hold on.
What's on the bus?
I said, what
are the activities? What is the itinerary?
I said, what's happening on the bus? Because I'm not going to be doing any fucking. And they were like, oh, no, this is for fucking. I was like, well, don't you fucking worry about it, bitch.
Oh, no, this is the fucking bus.
This is the fucking bus. I'm going back to my dorm. And then because I don't think my friends, because we were so young, my friends didn't know that either. So they were like, is this old man trying to fuck us? Like, what is going on?
Like, yes, duh.
They were like, no.
What you mean you ain't nasty? Why the fuck you came?
Literally. And I was like, I wanted a patty melt. I was going to be so... And I said, I just wanted a patty melt and hash browns. Because that was my thing in college. I'm like, the cab closed. I ain't got no money. If a nigga want to buy me some food, let's go. But not like, let's go. I don't suck no dick for no sandwich.
I got Waffle House.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, yeah.
He said, no, this is the fucking bus. Nice to meet you, Mr. Gotti. And your friends.
You guys have a great
time on the fucking bus.
Trip back to Memphis.
Yeah. Cause what I'm not doing is sucking no Gotti dick.
Man, college was so crazy. I remember one time Currency tried to holler at my homegirl. Currency.
He makes Scare the Hoes music.
Does he?
A little.
Currency Scare the Hoes?
He's scaring the bitches a little bit.
Really?
I feel like I'm drinking
like
wine and you're not. And it makes... I'm going to move this. Because I feel like I'm getting turned up.
Okay.
I'm going to stop.
Good.
For a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'll have a glass. I'll have a singular glass.
Well, what do you fucking know?
You gonna give me the bottle?
No, fool. I was gonna wait until we were brought a glass.
Oh,
You gonna drink it out of the bottle like a
that's
hell
what
yeah?
you handed it out like the cup was. We haven't gotten a joke of the week. I don't care. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I mean, ain't shit funny.
Somebody was talking about the big three. You know, you were talking about the erasure of Wale, and somebody made a good point that the big three was not them. It was Wale, Cudi, Drake. Like they posted the picture. I was talking about them on the washing machines, and then Kid Cudi kind of went on the weird route, and then we replaced him with J. Cole. With J. Cole with him. No, whatever. Y'all know what I meant.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick, we didn't even know who Kendrick was. I learned who Kendrick was because he was opening for Drake when he did that college tour in 2012. So at some point when all the poetic justice and shit, then he became like our king or whatever. But like, when nobody checking for no Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, and I think
we were in the South.
What's interesting about Kendrick Lamar and poetic justice is like, we know you can make songs for the bitches, you just won't.
You just refuse to make songs
like,
for
you
hoes.
just refuse to make songs? No, he didn't. He said, you bitches take...
Loyalty. That really wasn't for the bitches,
That
though.
wasn't for the bitches either. It just had the bitches on it.
It was the bitches on it, but
it wasn't for the bitches. But I remember hearing Poetic Justice and just being like, this song is about me. This song was written for me.
He single-handedly brought Poetic Justice braids back. Because before we was calling them box braids and all that shit, we was calling them Poetic Justice braids.
Yep.
And I got me some. The summer 2013.
Oh.
In the sun.
I think I might have learned how to do my own braids because that song
Everybody had the fucking
came
braids.
out. Yeah.
You had to have the braids.
Yep.
Yep. Good times.
It was a good time. I miss before.
Oh, and Drake get in the booth like we said.
Drake,
and Kendrick,
hopefully by the time this drop,
yeah,
he been in the booth.
By the time this drop, my
I'm not
show
gonna
will
listen
be
to
in like
it.
2-3 days. Buy a ticket to my fucking show, bitch.
Buy a ticket to her fucking show, bitch. I'm opening. She gonna be there. She gonna be on stage for like 85 minutes.
It's gonna be a long time. I gotta go home and go over them jokes. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I'm gonna go do old shit for your show or write new shit, but I do need to sit down and write. I haven't written anything in a long time, so I need to sit down and write. I think being in a relationship with a nigga is making me less funny, cause like, am I happy? Like, happy me is
you
not
know what got me a lot of good content when I was in a relationship. You want to know?
No.
You want to know?
No.
You want to know what it was?
No.
You want to know what did it?
No.
You want to know what got my pen to that fucking
Maybe I need to go through his phone so I can write.
That is where the material is.
I need to write and lose weight so I can go through his phone.
You know what the worst part of that breakup was? I was like, you know what? I'm depressed. I'm going to lose so much weight. I didn't. Do you remember that weekend I went out with you and my friend Miles? And I was just a mess. I was drunk.
I do. Yeah, I have a
day.
picture of you laying on the floor from that weekend.
Do you?
I have a picture of you laid out on his kitchen floor. I do. I just do. It's there.
On Miles' floor?
Yeah.
I was laid out on the floor?
You were laid on the floor.
Why was I laid on the floor?
You were sad. You started crying.
Let me see.
And you said, take a picture so I don't ever do this again. And I have the picture. I have to go back and find it. I don't remember what date it is.
I know exactly what date
but
it is.
I have it. What's the date?
It's around like September 10th.
Of what year?
2022. I was on the floor.
You were on the floor. And you said, Tally, take a picture of me so I don't ever have to feel like this again. And I said, okay. And I did. So hold on. You said September 2022?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, see.
So, do you remember around what day it was?
It was like a Saturday.
Well, that's not helpful. September is a long month.
I said September 10th.
September 10th?
You're too far. Yeah.
September.
No, there it is. It's right there.
You see it?
Yeah, right there.
Yep. That was you. You're crying on the floor. Yep. Would you like me to send it to you? You slid down, you tried to slide down the aisle or whatever the counter was, and you were like, that didn't work. So then you laid out, he was like, and I was like, get up. And you were like, take a picture of me so I don't ever, because we drank that tequila out of that lion's head. He had that lion canister full of tequila, and we drank some of that before we went to Sonia Gardens. That's where we went. And you had not eaten also. And you laid out and said, take a picture of me.
How did I get home?
I
know I drove, but why would I drive?
Remember. We were both fucked up.
This is I was driving.
I'm going to send it to you.
I was driving. I don't think I left immediately. I think we came back to the house.
We stayed for a second.
Yeah,
we did stay for a second. Yep. That's that.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. Did that upset you? Did that trigger you?
Honestly, we're here.
We're here now.
We're
One
here.
time. Yay.
Tell
me when to stop.
Okay. Joke of the week. So I got my face cracked by Gen Z.
Okay.
And when I tell you, it's been the most embarrassing moment of my life. And honestly, it was like 4 people around, but it was just like, I'm going to carry this with me the rest of my life. So Saturday, I was coming back from Detroit. I moved my flight so I could go to Kevin Angel's show. Mm-hmm. So I moved my
Shout out Kevin Angel.
We love Kevin Angel.
Yeah.
So I moved my flight so I can make sure I can go to their show, whatever. The flight ends up getting delayed. So I'm like, fuck. But I was in first class. I'm like, okay. So I was smooth transition to the Detroit airport. I love the Detroit airport.
It's a great airport.
It's a great airport.
It really is. Yeah.
And great sky club. It's one of my favorite sky clubs.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting the flight, first class. I'm like 1A, the first seat in first class.
Period, bitch.
So I'm like, okay, this is my first time ever having somewhere to be when I get back from the airport. So like, did my makeup. I'm cute, have my mask on.
You did your makeup in the airport? I hate having to do
No.
that.
I did it at the house before we went to the airport. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm gonna get off the plane. I'm gonna go straight to the theater. Boom. So I'll tell you, everything started going wrong. I get off the plane. Again, one of the first people off the plane because I'm in 1A. Mm-hmm. Cut the plane. I go straight to the baggage claim. I was like, dang, I gotta pee. I was trying to avoid peeing so I can like maximize time. I was like, fine, I'll just go pee. And I had to pee in like that middle part. Like, you get up the escalator from the train and you go left or right from north or south. I hate that train because that's what the bathroom that everybody can use. Mm-hmm. Not that as you've gone to TSA, like literally anybody can come off the street and go to these bathrooms. I was like, fine, but it wasn't clean. It was clean. So I go there and I'm waiting for the bag. I look at the little screen. Okay, I'll go to carousel 5 or whatever.
No bag.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't see nobody else from my flight. I'm like, did I get left behind, bitch? Did the rapture come?
Not
like,
the
where
rapture.
the fuck are the people from my flight? So I go ask. I'm like, hey. And I feel bad because this other girl like, yeah, I don't see my bag either. She's like, yeah, this is my first flight. And apparently she had a connecting flight and didn't know she wasn't supposed to get off the whole plane. They're like, sweetie, you're
go get back on your plane.
It's on the next plane. You got to go to. So she had to go. She was like, I've never flown before in my life. I was like,
poor
oh, God
baby.
bless you. That's so unfortunate. Anyway, where's my bag? I'm like, scan my little shit. I didn't do that for real, but I'm just saying.
But I get it. I get
that sucks, but you're going to be fine. Where's my shit? Because I got somewhere to be.
Right.
They scan my shit. It's still on the plane. I'm like,
Take my
8
fucking
o'clock.
bag off.
Where's my shit? So
I knew that shit was a dub when you said your plane got delayed. I said, oh, we're not going anywhere.
Once the shit get delayed, it was done. So
I hung my wig up on the hook when you said that.
As you should have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and eventually my bag came. And then as soon as my bag was next, it freezes. The whole
like the
shit,
belt?
the whole belt just stops. And I'm just like, I had on a dress. I'm like, I can't even climb up there to get my shit.
Could you see your bag?
I'm looking at it. It's like coming up the ramp to get dropped down. I'm just like, bro, 5 extra minutes. I get on the fucking tram. I get on the shuttle to go to my car because I always park at the airport because it's cheaper, honestly, than getting the Uber each way.
Yeah.
Even when I'm gone for 10 days, it's still cheaper. Get on there. I'm the last stop. She dropped me out to my car. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You can take the train. I can't really do that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I get there, finally get to my car. I go to leave the fucking parking lot. It's something wrong with my fucking ticket. I'm like, what the fuck? She had to manually put my tag number in, I couldn't use my credit card because they don't take metal cards. I'm just like, bro, just get me the fuck out this airport. She was at the Battery, the theater at the Battery. Okay. So I had to drive 30 minutes to get to the Battery. I get there, it's a Saturday night. When I tell you that bitch is booming, I have never seen so many people at the Battery. I
don't even go out there.
It took me 10 minutes to park just to even get up to level 4 in the goddamn garage. Then I had to walk across the Battery to get there. At this point, I'm sweating. I had to be like, excuse me, to get to the... I saw 10 minutes of the show and it was over.
That would have upset me real bad.
Then I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Because I could have seen much more show had all this stuff not happened. Then I finessed my way in the backstage. Not finesse, but it's just like I'm with their family's family. Like I'm with like Kev's in-laws. They don't really know me. So I'm just like, hey, I'm with them. And they're like, we don't know you.
Fine.
I'm just like, you don't.
Please relax.
Which is fair. But I'm here. So like his brother-in-law's brother, I was like, hey, you're such and such brother, right? I'm Mel, remember? I'm the girl with the inappropriate jokes. Me. He's like, no, she's good. So I go in and then I see someone, a young star of a television show that I enjoy. And I have made content for this. So I'm just like, oh, and they interact with said content. So I'm just like, oh, hey, niece, nephew, like, hey girl. And she's like, hey. And I'm like, I'm Mel. I did the video. And she's just like, I don't remember. I was like, I have been through so much shit. Like, that was my 13th fucking reason. was like, oh.
I hate getting my face cracked.
She wasn't being mean or anything.
She just didn't know.
She just didn't know it. It was just, ow.
I had a similar experience. My wonderful boyfriend likes spur of the moment surprises. So he went for his run in the park and came back home and was like, we've got to go to the park. Put your fucking wig on. Let's go. So I was like, okay. So a bunch of shit happened with the dog before that. We ended up taking the dog back home because he was cutting up. But that's not the important part of the story. So we get there and it's the Atlanta Science Fair at the park because I love science. So he's like, the science fair is at the park. We could touch a dolphin brain. Like, let's do it. So I'm like, and because I wasn't mentally prepared to do this, I'm like, oh, brother. Like, I'm excited that I'm here and I love that you thought of me and you knew that I would like this. But I was literally finna pour my morning mosa and watch CSI. Like, I just was not mentally prepared for this. So we're going about or whatever. We don't get a chance to touch the brains because the line is too long. We go look at some bugs and we go.
That's so funny.
Do some coding on computers. And I'm like, this is right up my fucking alley. This is wonderful.
I am actually having a blast. Thanks
so
much.
We get to the Atlanta Public Library has a tent. And I'm like, this is where I make my money back for missing out on my relaxation. So I go and the girl in the tent and she was like, where do I know you from? And I was like, I have a fabulous podcast. I said, do you listen to? I said, it's so pretentious. I said, do you listen to the podcast?
Do you carry a lunchbox?
I said, you must listen to, and I did this with my hand.
I
said, do you listen to the podcast? And she was like, no. She was like, did you go to Alabama State in 2011? I was like, yeah. What's up, girl? I was like, sorry about that whole podcast thing. And she's like,
don't even know what that is.
Whatever. And I felt like a fucking dweeb. I was like, I really thought that and that's not my fault. Because most of the time when people do say.
That's what it is.
That is what it is. And this is the one time, because I never prompted. When people are like, I know you from somewhere, I just let them get to it and guess.
Yeah, because I feel weird being like, oh, I am.
So when I was like, this is my moment to just take it. And be like,
own it. You
know me from my very cool podcast. She's like, actually, bitch, I knew you when you were stealing fried fish out of the cafeteria. I'm like, wow. So that was very hot. And then the wind was blowing my wig like this.
Oh,
so you can see my lace. And I was just like, let's go home. And he was like, oh, I thought you wanted to go to the Google tour. I don't want to go.
Oh, fuck Google.
I'm embarrassed. And so now I know, no matter how famous I get, I will never try to guess where someone thinks they know me from. Ever. That was my first and last time. You're going to sit here and stutter about it before I guess, because I'm not going to say it.
I didn't tell you guys how the Black Women in Hollywood event went.
Oh, yes, go on.
So I go to the event,
These
whatever.
bracelets are making
and it's
noise.
like a reception area, like a pre-reception. It's like little cocktails, people handing you champagne. I'm just like, I'm trying to be as normal as fucking possible because I'm losing it. I'm like, this is amazing. And then someone was like, oh, you have a wristband. You can go in the VIP lounge. Mama Tina was in there.
As she should have been.
And okay. I had seen Mama Tina. I was like, oh my God, it's Mama Tina. And I'm not there with nobody. I don't have no friends. I don't have nobody to nudge. So I'm just like having to.
You're just freaking out.
I'm freaking out and I have to swallow all my freak outs. And then it was crazy. And she's like, okay, you can go in the side room. So I'm freaking out. I go to the bathroom and I see two other girls who are my age who are also freaking out. And it's Felicia Pearl, who played Young Celie in Color Purple.
Okay.
And it's Sky Townsend, who I've stand for since 2008. Love her. Watched her on fucking YouTube. So it's them, and they're in line for the bathroom and everything. I'm just like, oh hey. They're like, where do I know you from? I was like, I make skits in beard filters. They're like, oh yeah. So we're freaking out because all three of us are having our own personal imposter syndrome moments.
Yeah.
So we're sticking together. Tiana Parrish is like, hey, is this bathroom open? I'm like, and then Tika Sumter was like, I was like, hey Tika, the bathroom's open. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck? So we all go sit down in just like a slither of the booth. And I'm literally like, I'm here. You're Halle Bailey. And I'm just like, Chloe's on the other side of her. And I'm just like, I see Lauren London. And I'm just like, if I look at her, she's going to know everything I've ever said on my podcast.
And we called her Coretta Scott Hustle on this podcast.
We did.
So
like the demons of everything I've ever said about all these people in this room is just like, I'm getting so fucking hot. I'm like, they know. I'm like, I know Lauren. When I tell you she has the most angelic, it's like a sadness, but it's like a aura. It's just so regal. I'm just like, she had like all white. I'm like, this is, I mean.
Sometimes when the celebrities are wearing all white, I'm just like, I can't even look over there. It's too much.
She was like glowing.
You're glowing.
Like, you know, The Sims, if your Sim is a celebrity and they have like that glow to them, I know you don't play The Sims, but she was glowing. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, trying to figure out who else. Zendaya was in there. Zendaya walked in. I'm just like, I'm going to shit myself in this $300 Macy's gown. I am going to pass out like Yvonne Orji, Lena Waithe. It was just like so many people.
It sounds like a lot.
Too many famous people. And I had tweeted, I was like, y'all, I don't even know how to speak on what's happening right now, but I'm losing my shit. And I had text you, I was like, I am standing directly behind
Mama Tina thing. This is my fear about being in spaces.
Escalator.
I'm going to say something. That's my fear. Hey man, I have to forge friendships.
Beyonce came out of your coochie. I'm not trying to be
Beyonce came out of your snatch, bro. Like, you and me need to be toy. I need to be invited to family events.
And that's the thing, like, I know I'm never getting invited to shit else if I show my ass. And then I was also scared, like, the celebrities I have had run-ins with, not run-ins, but like my celebrity crush that I ran into and it was super awkward. I'm just like, if he's here, I'm going to have to atone for my sins again. I cannot keep having this happen to me. He wasn't there, thank God.
Yeah.
It was too much. It was honestly too much, but it was so funny because I just think about, like, if Megan Good had been there and, like, locked eyes with me.
Fine with me.
I would have been like, well.
But I don't know, like.
Get her out of here. She called me Megan Bad.
She's
like,
Megan Bad.
You're
not good. But that's one of the things that, I always say that I'm probably not going to be famous until, like, I'm, like, 50. Because I will have like...
We got to get rid of Twitter. Once that server's cleared, I'm good.
Because I will have calmed down by like 50 years old. But now, I want to say the things that I said about you on the podcast to your face. I want you to see it with your fucking peepers.
Yeah. Because
I want to say it to you.
Oh, what's your joke of the week?
Joke of the week. I don't really have a joke of the week. I found out my little cousin listens to this podcast, who, mind you, I'm 31, she's 18. So she has only in her life known me as her big cousin, who is a wholesome, sweet lady who loves her quite dearly, and it's her big cousin. And she texted me and told me that she saw our episode that we had on Poor Minds. And I was very much just like, hey man, close the computer. Like, that's very adult. You shouldn't be listening to that. But that is a grown-ass woman. And she is listening to it. But she did tell me she was proud of me, which made me happy. So it is interesting to know. It is interesting to know that, like, I think sometimes I exact this fake control over the podcast. It makes me feel better to think I can control where it goes, but I can't. And I cannot. Like, family members are going to listen to it.
I feel like your kindergarten teacher listens to the pod.
I don't even remember my kindergarten teacher.
My second grade teacher is coming to my show. I'm going to throw up and cry.
I think that all of the teachers that I liked would be proud of me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think all of the teachers that I considered my favorite teachers would be proud of me.
My fourth grade teacher to this day, I will fight her in the middle of the street.
Someone tweeted, if you could write a letter to your least favorite teacher, who would you write it to? And I have a least favorite teacher that I reported my abuse to a teacher, and instead of like being the mandated reporter, they called my dad to see if it was true. Right. And I will never forgive that person for that, because my life could have changed then. Like, I could have been out of that. It could have been stopped then at that moment. But like, I had a teacher named Ms. Williams that, like, I've not forgiven her. She was one of my middle school teachers. I would fight her to this day. I actually saw her inside of DeKalb Mall once and was like...
You was already halfway at a felony by being there. You could have just went
I saw her inside DeKalb Mall. I was like, fuck you. And she was like, what did you say? And I had been out of like middle school for a while. I was like, no, you? Fuck you. You? Right here. You fucking suck. So yeah.
What did she say?
She was just kind of like fair. Not even just like fair, but just like also on brand that you're talking to me like that. Like, she didn't think much of me or my family. Cause like all my family came up to cuss her out. Like to the school. So like she's like, you and that fucking clan of bandits that you fucking live with.
On brand.
Fuck y'all. Like this is on brand. Yeah. So yeah. Whew, so Quiet on Set, the Nickelodeon documentary.
Are we gonna do that?
Oh, we didn't do our booty hole game from last week.
Booty hole.
So our booty hole
we didn't do the
game
booty
from
hole.
last week. You go first.
It was like if you
the question was if you could do Bible study with 3 celebrities, who'd you do it with?
Fantasia.
Okay.
Glorilla.
Glorilla's one of mine too.
And I'm thinking of the third one. I can't think of the third one. Oh, Shirley Caesar.
Okay, so Bible study for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I know too much about Sexy Red, but I need to know more about her. Even if I disagree with what she's saying, it's gonna be dumb. But I need to know where she stands on things, and I would like to know her views on Christianity. Mm-hmm. I would like to know that.
I feel like God cool or whatever. Right. I feel like she gonna say some stupid shit.
Glorilla is one of mine because I feel like Gloria Hallelujah was being her word. She being her Bible. Even she has not had a song that I can't tie back to a scripture. So I know you be in that book. Mm-hmm. Cause tomorrow, every day the sun don't shine, but that's why I love tomorrows. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Come on. But joy gonna come in the morning. Tell me something, Glorilla. So I know that we would have a good old time. Yes. Because I am also a heathen that be in my word. Now, my third one is the one that I say for every booty hole. Because he's a terrible person. Future. We got to get that nigga in his Bible. We got to. We got to get that. We got to get him to, and I'm hopeful. We got to get him there. Because you fucking suck, brother.
Yesterday, I was watching music videos. I've been, in my nostalgia bag. And the Body Party video came on. And I hate the sentence that I'm about to say.
I don't hate it. I agree.
Need to see the tape.
I would pay any number of American dollars to see Future and Sierra bump uglies. I would pay, and then I want to see the Sierra and Russell tape right after.
And you know what? Just so I can see how it works logistically, I want to see the Sierra and Bow Wow tape.
I don't need to see the Sierra and Bow Wow tape.
No, because I watched Like You today, and I was like, how? I want to see.
I feel like she was
just scientifically.
She was just spinning that nigga like the Trunch Bull. I feel like she was just like.
I want to see how that works.
I don't.
And you know what? Fuck, we want all Sierra tapes. I want the Sierra and 50 Cent tape.
50 Cent seems like a terrible person, but I bet he can fuck.
Most terrible niggas can.
Most terrible niggas can. I bet 50 Cent be throwing that dick. I bet he do.
But he got shot 9 times.
But let me tell you something. That Future tape and that Russell tape right at the top of my goddamn list. And you know I don't like to watch people fuck. But I'd have that on airplay and on repeat. I'll be too sick. Because here's what I know. And like, not even trying to be funny. We all know my background. We all know that I come from an unstable home that had some abuse in it. The chances are that I might be physically attracted to an abuser are high. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you.
And
I know that Future can fuck. I just know it.
If I don't know nothing else.
If I don't know nothing else.
And I would like to see it.
I would like to see it. I'd like to see it real good.
That video, it was so hot. I remember her outfit.
Because even how Sierra was acting, he had you in a bind, bitch.
Why were Stevie J and Jocelyn in the video? I'm like, he had my girl in the hood.
In the trenches.
And she is from the South Side. She's from Riverdale, whatever. No.
He had my bitch in a blender.
Was in the ghetto.
Yeah.
That shit was ghetto. She had on sweatpants and heels, and she and then a little cutaway scene. She's like, oh, I'm C. He was like,
but you saw Russell Diabolical. He said that one of his favorite music videos from Sierra was Body Party. That's what he knew. He said, that's when I knew I'm finna get you up.
You know what? This guy doesn't seem like a nice guy at all, but I'm gonna fuck his bitch.
I don't even think Russell is like that. I think people give Russell this like corny ass nigga because he be rocking with Jesus and because he's decent. I don't even think he's that fucking corny because he be looking at Sierra like he want to lick the brown off her. He don't seem corny to me. But I be dating dweebs.
But I'm saying, like, ain't nothing wrong with corny. I'm not using that as a slur. No, he's corny. But
yeah, but I don't think he's as corny as people trying to make him seem.
I don't think it's corny. Derogatory.
Not the parentheses. I saw your parentheses.
I don't think it's corny derogatory, but I think, and again, I like some corn. I like my corn on the cob.
But you know what? I know if I had to guess who dick was better, I would say it was Russell. Because she keep letting that nigga get her pregnant. Keep.
I mean, if the babies come out cute, he taking care of them. He love you.
Because
and the baby.
my instinct, even if we together and could take care of a baby, is to push you out before you nut. So if she just like, leave it in, she like that nigga, and he handsome, and he be fucking her down.
I don't blame her for any of her decisions with her coochie.
Sierra did what she was supposed to do.
You get all your dumb fun.
You get all your dumb
hood
fun
niggas
out in the beginning.
And get your king.
And you got you one baby daddy, which was...
Some of us, play as fuck up. But
Players fuck up. Players fuck up too. He ain't bad looking. He just a gremlin.
He just
on the
going to
inside.
hell, yeah.
He just.
But even in the video, I was like, I gotta see it. I was watching the video, and I'm just like, I understand.
Even when they would take pictures together on the red carpet, I'd be like,
he had this young lady taking line sister pictures with
baby
his other
mamas?
baby mamas.
if y'all ever see me anywhere,
if y'all dig that good, leave me alone.
If y'all did good enough to have me,
they was locked up
on the end of the baby mama picture. I don't even have the
She's
Beyonce
the tail.
spot. I'm the tail of the baby mama line. Oh, y'all come get me.
I see you, number 4.
Y'all come get me. If you got me lined up with bitches, something
They
was locked in. Nah, ain't that many blended families in the world. You fucking come get me. Nah, but I know he. I bet
She got up out of there though.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of her. Letter. You want to read a letter? Do you feel like
I
it?
would like to take a break so I can pee.
Well, go pee, baby.
Can we take a break, Pop Rock?
Go piss, girl.
break.
We're back. That girl went to the potty. Dan Schneider's going to hell. We watched the Quiet on the Set documentary.
Dan Schneider, you 3-chinned, having big, dusty, nasty, gross bitch. You fucking freak, having them kids.
And you know what? Fat phobia is wrong. Ugly phobia is also wrong.
You are
but
ugly.
You should have eyeballed Dan Schneider and said, something's off. You not getting right.
And shout out to Jerry Trainer, the Spencer from iCarly, for recognizing that man made those children uncomfortable and physically wedging himself in between the children and Dan Schneider every chance he got. I saw those clips on TikTok that he was very much trying to advocate for those children. And whenever Dan would try to take pictures with the kids and shit, Jerry would be like, "Oh great, yeah, I'll come stand next to you, Dan.
Pictures.
Let's get pictures." And so shout out to him for that.
That fucking pickle boy,
Brian Peck,
bitch.
And mind you, I understand that Drake Bell was carrying on a cycle of abuse. I recognize that he is an abuser and a groomer.
They addressed that, and I feel like people were like, "Well, actually, it's like they addressed that in the thing." Yeah,
the shit that he was alluding to, because he was basically saying the worst types of sexual assault that could happen to a person is what happened to him. And when you read the court documents, it's objects involved and sodomy and oral copulation and all of that.
And shout out to, apparently it was Fifi Dobson's mom who was like, something wrong with
this. And you know what, Drake Bell's mama? You raggedy bitch. That daddy told you. That daddy said, hey, we're talking about the Quiet on Set documentary on HBO. Is it HBO? It's just Max. It's on Max right now. Because I know sometimes we just be jumping into shit. The Quiet on Set documentary is about Nickelodeon.
So hard. And what broke my heart was Drake was like, yeah, they finally got him. He was like, oh, I'm so glad he didn't get his hands on you. And he didn't know.
And he didn't know.
Right. His daddy did not know.
His daddy was specifically like, keep this weird motherfucker from around my child. And the mom was just basically like, oh, I don't like to drive, so he could spend the night at Brian's house. So basically the scene that they're talking about when the young lady, his girlfriend's mom was like, what the fuck is going on here? This grown man is calling this teenage boy over and over and over again because he's supposed to take the boy to Disneyland. Then started calling the teenage girl's mom's house. Like basically, put my bitch on the phone. And that's when the mom is like, no, ma'am. What's going on here?
And pulled him to the side.
But those adults there, and this is like so crazy because now we're in the age where we're having these discussions about like the mom influencers, Ren and Jacqueline. You know what's going on TikTok with Ren and Jacqueline?
Which was that? What was that? So
Jacqueline is Ren's mom, and Ren is a toddler.
She's always exploiting the little girl,
but it's past exploitation. She films this girl doing suggestive things like eating pickles or eating frozen honey or doing cartwheels and splits and shit, or in really short suggestive clothing and dresses with cutouts and like, oh, watch me have lunch, watch me go swimming, like shit like that. And so everybody on TikTok is like, hey, you are pandering to pedophiles and we know it. And she's like, well, as far as I know, my child's because she's making money from people saving and retweeting these things. Like, it's like she's like, my child's stuff hasn't ended up on the dark web. And it's like, your child's shit hasn't ended up on the dark web because it doesn't need to, because they can find the content here. They don't have to go to the dark web to find it. So that's why it's not there. And you read the comments of this little girl's stuff and it's all like, oh, so beautiful, just the perfect age. And like, how can I get in touch with this doll? And like all those things. And it's got hundreds of thousands of saves. Hundreds of thousands of saves on this little girl who cannot advocate for herself. So people keep calling CPS, people keep calling, but they can't actively take the child away. So that's where we're at now. I say all that to say that's what we're dealing with now in this like social media age, like these momfluencers.
And that's what I was talking about on my rant on Instagram, because it's now gotten out of control. Your child can only be a child star through Disney and whatever, but your child is a child star through your iPhone 12.
Right.
And now they're dealing with the macro mini trauma of being a child star in fucking Tuscaloosa.
You saw the other momfluencer. I cannot think of the name, and if you know it, please comment it. The other momfluencer, her whole brand was being this perfect mom, had the fucking kids chained up in the basement in the backyard and shit. Yeah.
See, I don't keep up with the white girl moms
and
like
they
that.
weren't eating, and she was making them do wall sits, and she was beating them, and the boy kept escaping, and for some reason kept getting returned to the home, to the point where if I understand it correctly, when he was escaping, he was telling people like, because his mom would say like, if you escape, you're gonna go to jail. Like if you escape from me, you're gonna go to jail. So apparently, like, when he was escaping, he was telling people
Just
like, take me to jail. Like,
I'd rather be in jail.
I'd rather be in jail than do this. And of course, there's like some weird fundamentalist Christianity like tied all into it. But like, she was a really big mom influencer with 2 kids, and they came and raided her home, and some other lady was involved in it as well. But like, they were torturing the fuck out of them kids.
Ugh.
Disgusting.
What the fuck be wrong with people?
People have. I'm not a money is the root of all evil person, but I think money, look what that money make a bitch do, basically.
But look
and people figure out ways to make money, and sometimes folks are like, hey, if I got to use my kids to make some money so I don't have to work, because I do think grown people be tired of working. So they're like, if I can exploit my kids to make a little money, they're going to appreciate it one day. They might just not. Because I think that's what the Nickelodeon parents were thinking too.
But they also live vicariously, because the first thing I wanted in white lady's mouth was like, I always wanted to be on TV.
Brandy's mama. And who is Brandy?
And where is Brandy?
Because she speaks about Brandy in the past tense. So either she dead or y'all are no contact. Because she doesn't speak about this person as if they're still alive.
And listen. And this whole thing, and I think about Amanda Bynes, who is my fave.
Yes.
My fave.
Same.
And when her spiral started spiraling, we were in like college, when she was like, I want Drake to murder my vagina. I was like, Amanda.
Hey girl.
It came out 2 years ago. What you always talking about? What's going on? So to see how Amanda got it the worst, probably out of all of them, and to go back, and then again, my TikTok is just all this shit. So before I even watched it, I had already seen most of it. To see that she had an abortion from Dan Schneider at 13 years old.
And they won't even officially say that that's what it was, but.
And her daddy was touching her too. And in the investigation, they said they couldn't find any foul play, just that he was an asshole on set. But like.
And I think, mind you, the abuse that I endured was not sexual. It was violence. It was physical. And how I said earlier that like, it takes so much bravery to say anything about being abused.
Right.
That was the only time and I told my mother once. I told my mother how bad it was. She didn't believe me. I showed her my legs, and I had scars all up and down my legs, and there's still pictures of it. It's the whole thing. But when I told my teacher, like, I got in trouble in school, and I told my teacher, like, hey, I'm fine with being in trouble. I need you to call my mom. And he's like, why can't I call your dad? Because my dad was supposed to pick me up. And I'm like, you just can't call my dad. And eventually I was like, hey man, he beats me. Like I need you to not call him. And this man, being a man, decided he was going to side with this man and called my dad to make sure it was true. My dad came to the school. He said, I've never put my hands on Jasmine in front of my face. I've never put my hands on Jasmine ever in her life. She just didn't want to get in trouble. I never spoke up about abuse again after that.
Because why would you?
Because why would I? I said, I can't trust anybody. So these kids here, and what I think, they probably said something to someone and it just got brushed under the rug. And they were like, well, great. Saying something doesn't do anything. Because like even the girl, Brandy, told her mom, like, he sent me a picture of his dick. Like, and her mom was like, I didn't want to be seen as a bad mom, so I didn't call the police.
call the fucking police. Or even just like the black mom was like, I clocked it immediately. Then they punished the kids. And then because one of these are kids, because even when they told him that Brian Peck, remember they said they brought him out in the room without the parents to tell him about Brian Peck? No.
Why is my mom not in here? Yeah.
What? And then they're so strategic with it. Not that they know who to abuse. Like, perfect, let me abuse you. But like, they do know who to abuse. They play it so that they're able to cover their tracks, and then the kids who aren't being abused feel left out. And it's like, these children are being favored because they're being abused. And you're jealous of Jamie Lynn or Amanda or somebody getting more attention, but it's like...
Or even like, even if the jealousy wasn't there, like, for example, like Josh was like, oh, basically, like, Dan Schneider's so nice, he would never da-da-da-da, he was always so kind to me, blah, 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 blah. Abusers do that. My dad was the nicest dad to every girl my age but me. So,
to fuck with you.
So not even to fuck with me. Oh. So that if I were to say,
oh, your dad's
so
like,
nice. Your dad would never do anything. Like, he's so nice. And that happened to me. Like, I would talk to even like my friends. I had one friend who believed me and was like, your dad is a piece of shit. But for the most part, I would talk to people and they'd be like, your dad's so cool. He's so nice. Mm-hmm. And so abusers will eat, sexual abusers, violent abusers, all of that will do that. They will pick the one kid that they're going to abuse, and I'm going to be so nice to everybody else so that if you ever do levy accusations against me, it's not believable.
Mm-hmm. So that's the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not like triggered about, because I didn't have sexual abuse, but like it is triggering to like watch children go through things, and it's like, I saw a parent today say that your job as a parent, you're not really a parent, you're a substitute frontal lobe. Yeah. They said parent is a thing that you give to yourself, but like this person doesn't have impulse control. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand a bunch of things. So you as a parent, you are their substitute frontal lobe. So you need to create a space where there's trust so that they will come and talk to you about things that they can't think through.
There's no reason. Why is your daughter emailing this grown ass man and you don't say shit? No ears perk up.
First of all, my children aren't emailing anybody that I don't know about.
Unless I'm CC'd and BCC'd on every fucking email.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on
And there's
here?
nothing that your grown ass need to talk to my kid about.
And he had a Ziploc with her name on it?
He had Ziplocs full of people's hair and panties.
7-year-old panties? Like... It's so sick, and then
it's making me feel sick.
I was watching it, and my mom was downstairs. I was like, Mom, I want you to like watch this, because she was watching it with me. Because like I used to resent her and my dad for like not making me famous. Like literally, I went to like one of them little modeling informational,
like Wilhelmina.
They were like, it was just like, okay, it was like Pro Max, some shit like that. We're like, okay, we need $5 billion. Meet us in Orlando, and your child's gonna be a star. Right. And I was like, hello,
get the $5 billion. Let's do it.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then I remember Keke Palmer dropped right after that. And I said, now the sassy black girl my age on fucking TV.
I could have been Keke.
I could have did that. I could say, I'm going to tell my auntie. See?
I did it.
I could spell.
When the Stop Popping That Gun came out, I said, that's literally me. That's my whole shtick. I could have done that whole thing. She stole my whole fucking flow.
I can double dutch. No, I can't. But I want to be.
I would have learned.
I want to kiss Corbin Blue.
You can't double dutch?
That wasn't a cultural thing. We didn't double dutch in Miami.
Huh. Okay.
That wasn't a thing. Yeah, so like we just bubble gum, and we did regular jump rope. Just one. Okay. Singular rope. But anyway, I was just like, Mom, you let a sassy brown skin girl get on TV before me.
What the fuck?
But it's just like seeing this, and she was like, see, because me and your daddy knew. He was like, it was something off about it. But that was the black mama of it all. The other black mama was
even
like...
if you look at like Corey Feldman and I think Corey
Haim. Oh no, then they were the first ones to clock it and they died.
No, one of them, I don't remember which Corey said it. He said, Charlie, trigger warning, Charlie Sheen like raped him between the trailers on the set of Lucas. Like, literally like, just like like they would tell the kids like this is what Hollywood is. So that's a part of it too. So they would just tell the children like this is what you do in Hollywood. Like if somebody's like, you know, I'm horny, like you whatever, like you just do it, like you just take care of it. So he thought that was normal. Like that's just what it was. And he said Charlie Sheen just raped him in between trailers.
Absolutely not.
And it's like these children are supposed to have handlers. But sometimes the handlers are like delivering. Because like I forgot one of the girls from Zoe 101.
She been ringing that bell for years.
Yeah, she talked about, and this wasn't a sexual thing, but it made me worried as like a person who could have a child, you know, and I wouldn't want to be worried about the shit. She said that, you know, she had been getting into it with Jamie Lynn. And it was a whole thing. And so your handler on these sets is supposed to walk you from place to place. You're never supposed to be alone. So you're either supposed to be with your handler or your parents. That's it.
Is that when Jamie cussed her out in the trailer?
Brittany cussed her out in the trailer.
Brittany, yes.
And she said, you know, Britney Spears cussed me out. Whatever the fuck.
Britney Spears cussing you
right.
out.
And she said, this is somebody I looked up to. This was like one of my idols or whatever. And she said that they were supposed to take her from where she was to hair and makeup. And the handler was like, Brittany wants to see you, and left her there. Brittany and Jamie want to see you, left her there. She got cussed out. Granted, that was just a verbal situation.
She said that
but
Brittany
imagine
has since apologized, but like, I'm 12.
what the fuck? But imagine if it wasn't Brittany wants to see you, and what if it was Brian wants to see you, or Dan wants to see you, and this handler is just willing to leave me with you.
When
to
she
the
told the
fucking
story about the
wolves.
fucking squirt shit on Zoe's face, and just think he had fucking Ariana Grande sucking her own toe. I'm just like,
Did you see the theory that they make the slime green because of like green screens, and you can make it like other things or other colors? Did you see that theory on TikTok?
No.
This is getting gross, but that's what they say. Yeah. Sorry if this is triggering to anybody, but like even the shit they had Ariana doing with the potatoes,
With the
saying like,
potato.
yeah, it's just.
And they're like, where Ariana at? I'm sure she has enough stories. She don't need to. She has enough going on.
And stop. I want people to stop calling for everybody, because like
What you want them to say?
Some of the things that I've said on this podcast have taken me all my adult life to be able to say out loud.
Yeah.
It's certain things I can't mention about my childhood without like, and I'm not even being funny, like we all know that I said I have a problem with alcohol, and I think about these kids on this thing and what they've been through. It's certain things I can't mention about my childhood without literally going into an alcoholic spiral. I'll drink for days. So like, I can't imagine being famous and people calling for my story, where like, I can't say this thing to a trusted person without breaking down. Why would I get in front of a camera and do that? Stop. People want fodder, and they want to be, and people don't like to.
I told you so.
And people want to be entertained by dark things, and it's like this person's story.
This is my real life.
This is this person's real life. So like, Ariana Grande doesn't need to say anything. Amanda Bynes decided she wanted to be a fucking nail tech. Let her be a goddamn nail tech and mind her business.
From the mountaintops for years what was happening, and we was like, oh, this bitch crazy. She shaved off her eyebrows. She told us.
She said it.
And also, and that goes in hand with the whole thing, and not as severe, but like, people want to be able to get on their high horse and be like, see, or I told you so, or have their opinion. Like when people still mad at Hallie for not sharing her pregnancy with us. For what? So you can sit here and be like, kill it.
Right.
What the fuck do you want this girl to do? And people still, she wasn't hiding it very well. I think she was trolling, because like, clearly I'm pregnant. But like, I'm still not gonna give you the satisfaction of me saying it out my mouth. And
because
fuck you.
I will say, sometimes I think about this podcast, and sometimes I think about like the videos of ours that have gone viral, or even us being on the Poor Minds podcast, and that video about me shitting the bed went viral and all of that. I can barely handle the responses to that now. I have to really like step back and take stock of the person I am and think about like some of the responses that we get sometimes. I'm like, I would love to be famous, but maybe fucking not.
I just had this conversation yesterday.
Because I can't. That video, mind you, I shared that, and of course I didn't shit myself on purpose. Like, it was just something that happened that I'm making light of, because
it's funny.
One day this nigga might be somewhere. I might get famous, and he might decide, yeah, I'm gonna tell that she shit the bed.
And it would stink.
And it like, so I might as well take control of the story now and say it myself. But like, some of the things that were said to me, like, I can't take it.
Did I shit on you? Like
did that shit in your bed? Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's not normal. And then like, at the level that we are, we can't control it, but we can block a couple people here and there. But like, celebrities, it's uncontrollable.
Even now, right? I think about my platforms. Across most platforms, I'm considered like a mid-level influencer, right? Like, in terms of like my numbers. The fact that I cannot be in my own DMs for my mental health is crazy. I cannot physically open those DMs because, I cannot open those DMs because people are in there telling me to kill myself. Absolutely. People are in there showing me dicks. People are in there asking very personal questions about my personal life. So what is it going to be if I ever do get famous. If that's what it's like now.
Then that's why I shut that down in like 2020 when I made that tweet about Drake and people were DMing me. I was on like one of them Is This You page and they had pulled up every tweet about white boys I had ever made since 1986. Like we shutting it down.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna let you sit up here and tell me to kill myself every day. I'm just not doing it.
Well, I don't answer my
Not saying that's your
DMs.
fault.
No. I leave my DMs open because
Sometimes it's
I think about Cardi a lot. I think about Cardi B a lot and her experience with being famous and how like Cardi's very responsive. She's gotten better, but she's been very responsive. Or what's the big face girl?
All right.
Yes. She's very...
Ari tried to cuss me out. That was funny.
She didn't cuss me out.
She deserved it. And I was defending Ari when you
can't beat my ass about it.
And she was mad at me. Like, well, now I gotta fuck money back.
I just don't think she saw mine.
She just didn't see it. For me, I don't like...
I'll fuck your nigga for real. So
I ain't even say
don't make
that.
me know, never mind.
I was just making it funny.
It was funny. I liked it.
The man looked handsome.
He's a handsome boy now that he done got his little fillers and shit and chain.
You did a good job of making sure, nigga, you go down to the plastic surgeon, you get
that shit fixed.
And you did a good job.
But I think about the both of them, and they're both very reactive. And if, like I said, I probably won't be famous till I'm 50. But I don't want to be some 50-year-old bitch on the internet yelling at people. So I leave my DMs open. So like if I do go in there and check, I can see it. And I'd be like, okay, I can see this and move past it. I don't remember what video went viral around the time that I had my suicide attempt, but something happened around that time that we had a video or something going on Twitter and people were telling me to kill myself after I had just tried to kill myself. And I was just kind of like, this is what it is. You know, this is what these people who are on a much larger platform are dealing with on a regular basis.
When I think about what Meg's possible mentions in DMs look like, I just want to vomit. I can only imagine. And it's just like, it's gross. It's gross. Hate it.
That was nasty.
Hate it. But like, I'm not gonna like, bro, fuck you. And then you think about it, like, these people are literal blips on the fucking radar. They're nobodies and nothings. But it's just like, but that don't give you the right to come tell me to kill myself.
Yeah, I mean, I
never...
can't imagine a situation where I would tell somebody to kill themselves in their DMs. I just can't imagine
There's nothing you can say that I give enough of a fuck about to leave my timeline, go to your page, then click the little envelope
and tell you to die.
Message. No.
Yeah, no. But, I mean...
Especially it'd be mundane shit like, dang, I really enjoy wine. So fuck beer? Go die. What?
Beer is disgusting.
Beer is nasty.
It tastes like somebody held it in their mouth before they put it in the bottle.
Slosh.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross. What's up?
Okay, you want to wrap up?
I do.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's get the fuck on. I love these nails.
Mine,
since I've been braiding, I can't get my nails done because they fuck up when I braid hair. So I got the fucking nubby nubs.
Yeah, boy hands.
Because I can't get my nails done.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Your hands look like this, so mine can look like this.
Don't fucking do that. You just really tried me on camera. Wow. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I can make it funny.
You just called me a lumberjack by the hands. You just
You're wearing jeans.
You said I've been working on the railroad all the long day.
I don't make it funnies.
No.
You said you're trying new things.
Yeah, but you just called me a bum bitch.
Oh my God.
That's okay. I'm gonna go get my nails.
You can't get your nails because you make money.
I'm gonna get the little Lori Harveys and then we're gonna be done.
What's the Lori Harvey?
She's got like super short nails now. And they're like French, like really thin French tips. Like the line is like, like it's like just a little pop of French.
Oh, do that.
I think my nails aren't like so my nails grow.
You shouldn't have the booty nails like that. Stop right here.
No.
I wouldn't be your friend, honestly.
You shouldn't be. My nails grow kind of like not enough on the sides. Like they grow in a point. So like I have to grow them way out to get them cut down so that it's square when I do the Lori Harvey nails. Like, you see how that one's growing in an oval and that one kind of grows to a point. We're still on camera. Thank y'all so much. Bye.
Sorry, we got distracted.
Yes, we got distracted. But look.